Well, good evening and welcome to Conversations with Linda. And you know, of course, I'm Linda.
Yes, you are.
Hey, yeah.
Yes, you are.
We may have some new viewers.
Yeah.
Aren't you Dr. Linda, though?
Yes.
Yeah, put some respect on your name.
Yes, the
Okay, start
doctor's
over.
in the house. Just in case you're new to the show, this is my new team. They're in front of the camera now. Chaunna Burton,
Hello.
Freddy Woods, soon to be. What's your new name gonna be? Simpson. Aren't you glad it's a nice name? Like,
Yeah. It sounds like I'm a man for real now. Freddie
does.
Simpson. Doesn't it give you corporate?
Oh yeah,
It does.
but it could be worse.
It could be.
You know, that's always, y'all know I just started talking, right? But that is always the challenge for women getting married is marrying
Right.
somebody and being afraid like who you gonna marry and is that name gonna be,
I know, ugly.
because it
So how
can be.
did you like your name when you?
Well, my maiden name is Wallace.
Right.
So I just went from Wallace to Willis.
Willis.
I'm
Oh, so you
still at
stayed
the
in
end
the
of the
W.
line.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
still at the end of the line. All of that. I couldn't hyphenate because that wasn't going to sound right. Wallace Willis.
Oh, that
Right.
wasn't
But
my
I know
question.
some names that people like. You'd be thinking, oh, I would have kept my own name if I had. I don't want to mention any just in case
They wanna watch
somebody
it.
knows.
Like you just said, I thought it was on the way.
And this is Cortney Richardson.
Hello.
My compadre. So, last time and you know what? I want y'all to let us know how you're liking this new style we got going on.
Yeah.
With us just chit-chatting. That's what we would do with you, our chit-chatters.
So
Let us
hello,
know.
chit chatters.
Hello.
We want to give you a
Yes.
shout. Vanna Jones, you've been engaged
And
this
Vanna
entire
is so
season.
committed
She
to
is.
Conversations with
That's
Linda.
right.
Sean Woods
Nanny.
is too.
Sean Woods.
Sean Woods was the first one on Facebook.
Really.
On the
And-
first episode of the season. She
And
sure was.
Nanny, Gwen Lofton,
That's right.
my mother Love, and Victoria,
Yes.
and
Yes.
who else was on this?
I heard
Jackie
Matri,
Burton.
Sister Matri was like, oh, I'm waiting on that. She didn't say Conversations with Linda. She said something like, Talking with Linda. Or something like that.
We got a new name.
Yeah.
Talking with Linda.
And Courtney, I do want to say we did not talk about this on some previous episodes, but they said the talk show radio.
They
Oh,
did.
yeah.
They did say talk show radio because that is our audience
Mm-hmm.
is very familiar with that terminology.
Make it sound good.
Right? That's right. We understand. We
Our
know
audience.
who you are. We see
So
you.
those are our demographics.
That's our demographic.
You're right.
We know who we talking to. We know who our
And
audience
so
is.
you all, we're still, finding our way. We just finished talking before we came on about even changing our set a little bit more and making it, since we're doing this in the evening time, making it a little bit, more,
Nighttime-ish.
Cozy.
Yeah.
Oh, I said sexy.
You did.
I'm
Bishop
sorry.
out here.
We'll take
Sorry.
Relaxed.
Okay.
Okay.
How did that word make you feel?
It feels great. I
So
live in it every
we're
day.
open to suggestions too if you all want to share with us. But I love talking to these guys because they just, we go into all these different places. I don't even know if we stay on task with what we have set for our
Never.
agenda
No,
for
normally not.
conversation. We just go
In.
Yeah, we
Y'all
just
just
go in.
like me to come up with
Conversations
ideas and
Right, but at least
for fun.
we have a map
Yeah.
if we ever choose
we
to
just
use
go
it.
off the map. every
Right.
time.
Yeah.
But last time we were talking about friendship, right? And I remember I said that there are several people, and I got to look at my phone to tell you what I said. But I believe that there are different kinds of friendships, right? There are people that you need to have intentionally in your life, right? You need the kind of friend that sharpens you, okay? The kind of friend that shapes you, kind of friend that shoulders you, who shares with you, who shelters you. And this was my sixth one, and so maybe I took one out, who shallows you. And so if you'll remember, I talked about that friend that shallows you. You need somebody that can make you laugh. Who's not so deep, who's not always talking about problems. But y'all can just have a good time, good laugh.
Cackling.
Yes, and just and this. And you all don't even have to have a whole lot of words between you. The facial expressions,
Yeah,
and
we'll
y'all
tell
get
it
it.
all.
You know, right?
Cackle.
Cackle.
You just came back from vacation with your childhood friends. I saw the photos. Can you, hey, production crew, can you put that up on the screen for us?
Oh, that happens.
See that?
Okay.
You see that photo right there? Isn't that great? Look at that. Look at Chaunna. All that hair on your head. Look at this.
Wow.
Look at all of that. Isn't she just beautiful, that crew? And you all aged well.
Thank you.
Absolutely. What y'all think out there? Don't they age well? What if they say no?
Right. Don't be so honest.
And I think that's really significant that you have friends that you can get together with from childhood. Yeah.
That's right.
So that's, yeah. I don't know if any of my friends go all the way back to childhood. We probably lost contact.
Well,
but
you moved all the way around the
I moved.
world.
And that is the difference. When
Yeah.
you start moving,
Yeah, that makes sense.
you start.
But all of us are live in different places, so we literally met up. I'm the only one that's still here in Memphis. Lori is now in Dallas. Vanessa is in Austin, and we went to Charlotte, where Candace is. So everybody just kind of met up in one spot. So it was good. We still like each other.
That's
That's
good.
sweet.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
sweet.
So we
Does everybody go back to their same roles when
Yes.
y'all come together?
we do.
So what's your role? What's to?
I'm the oldest,
Okay.
and so I kind of pull everybody together.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm the administrative one there. So
Okay.
my role just really doesn't change.
Yeah, I
where
found
I
that to be
am.
true at my 20th class reunion. And I'm probably on my 30th or 40th now. Lord
Right.
Jesus,
You know,
I need to
there's
go.
a big difference between 30th and 40th.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
KJ and Kelly,
right.
you right on your 40th. I'm almost on my 20th.
I'm almost
But
on
in
my
my
I'm almost
20th,
on my
I didn't go to my 10th.
Uh-huh.
So on my 20th, I actually went home
Uh-huh.
and went to the reunion. And it was so funny that everybody 20 years later went back to who they were.
Wow.
The comedics were they were full of comedy.
Mhm.
You know, the ones that were real serious, they were still real serious.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that were gonna jump out on the dance floor like me
Mhm.
went right back. We just went right back to who
Where
we
you
were. So much so that one of my really, really good friends, I took him home because he was traveling too from out of town, and so he rode with me and we went home. How about I dropped him off at his mother's house with him throwing up on the side of the street?
So that didn't change.
Just like
that did not change.
I was like, this is crazy. But anywho,
Just slip right back into
Wait,
it.
I have a
Yeah.
question. Courtney, what's your oldest friendship?
Oh my.
Not family.
you should know that right off.
Cecil is my oldest friendship. We went to elementary school.
But I mean, are y'all close? Is that why you wasn't able to
Right.
just say it right off?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My closest friendships right now are from college.
Mm-hmm.
Are from college. Yeah. But I didn't have a lot of friends as a kid either.
Were you friends with the teachers?
Certainly.
I knew it.
Certainly.
I knew it.
I didn't
Certainly.
have a lot of friends either.
I didn't have a lot of friends as
I
a
left
kid.
my friends at school.
Yeah.
When I came home,
So there wasn't any spending the night over each other's
yeah,
house.
but I didn't have a lot of them.
Okay.
And then, so the elementary school, maybe like one friend or two. Then we disconnected through junior high and high because we didn't go to the same schools.
Okay.
That's
And
right.
and that's another thing, when you live in a large city,
Yeah.
you move around. Like I went to a whole different school than they all went to, so I made new friends. Then through high school, when I went to college, I disconnected from those friends, and we didn't lose friendship. It's just, you know, you start going your separate ways, doing different things.
Y'all didn't have social media. and all of those
Right.
things
And
to
and we
connect.
didn't stay in the same neighborhood.
Right.
We moved. And when I got married, that was the distinction
Yeah.
of getting married,
Yeah.
and my life went in a totally direction
From everyone
direction. So they didn't see me at the club,
Right.
all of at the park on Sunday evening, like all of the stuff that probably maybe I would have been doing,
Yeah.
and would have seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we moved around a lot as well when I was younger. So I went to one school in kindergarten, Manor Lake, and then first grade I went to White Station. Second and third grade I went
Oh, you moved a
to
lot.
Raleigh Egypt Elementary.
So you don't-
Fourth
yeah, those
grade I went to
friendships.
St.
Yeah.
da da da. And then fifth grade I went to a whole nother school. Sixth grade, but then 8th through 12th I went to East.
Okay.
And so those are some really good relationships.
Yeah,
though, too.
that makes sense.
Really good
That makes
relationships.
sense.
So I have two friends that I was really close to in elementary school. But I went to John P. Freeman for middle school, which was a smaller school. So we're all still pretty.
Family.
I went to
Close.
John P. Freeman as
Yeah.
well, so you create those bonds
Yeah.
with those, with your friends that stick and stay because you are so close. And it was a optional school,
So it
so
was a
you did.
different
It was a
crowd.
different kind of crowd.
Yeah.
And so all of you pretty much had the same goals and aspirations, and so you just seem those relationships just seem to stick a little bit better.
And I imagine in Memphis too, by Memphis being smaller, you the chances of you running into people
Yeah,
and
the
running in the
circles are so
same
small.
circles.
It's so when
So,
I meet
yeah.
people, if I meet someone from Memphis, I can pretty much sit down and talk to them and go down their list and eventually know somebody that they
Yeah.
know.
Absolutely.
And so it was definitely different in Dallas because everything was so big, so you could move across town and never see them again. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I do miss not having that place of origin. Like you all can talk about East and Whitehaven and all of that. Nobody knows South Oak Cliff, Sock.
Nobody.
Roosevelt. No, y'all don't know that. So I don't have that connection. I don't have that camaraderie with anybody
And that's
here.
really a Memphis thing. Like when we meet someone, where did you go to school? What church you go to? I think
Right.
those are two of the main questions that we ask. And I didn't go to high school in Memphis. So, I do feel out of sorts.
And lastly, when I came through, we were getting bused. So you ended up not going to your neighborhood schools.
Gotcha.
You were going to school way 20 miles away.
Right.
And so you had a group of school friends, and then you had
Neighborhood
your
friends.
neighborhood friends.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, and Bishop had that situation.
And these kids now, they don't have neighborhood friends.
because they don't go
They
outside.
don't go outside. They got their online gaming friends.
Right.
But think about it, they're really not at home.
Where they at, Sean?
Their extracurricular activities take up so much of their
That's
time.
very
That's
true.
very
That's
true.
very
That
true.
they're- that
And
they
that's
really
social.
aren't.
They have a social life.
they
I
do.
wasn't that social growing up.
I think they are socially inept.
Well, they
Because-
socialize among each other.
Because they don't have they're not required to socialize.
Yeah.
True.
So much of what's given to them allows for
It's behind
them
a device.
to be in isolation.
That's right.
So they don't, making friends and, making small talk.
That's right.
Right.
I
They
mean,
just don't know how to do
That's
that.
my nephew on the game. He is the most talkative kid that I know. And then in person, he probably says 3 words to you.
Did y'all see that thing I sent out on Facebook? I shared it. It wasn't mine. And I said, can we make this a curriculum? Where the guy talked about,
Yeah, I did see that.
he was teaching these children, these young people, just social graces, like the guy, how he's supposed to pull out the chair, or how he can start a conversation with her, or, walking and putting her on this. And I was like, can we make this a curriculum? Because nobody, who's telling the kids how to do that?
I tell Bishop all the time he should do a young man mentorship program.
Because he's so good at it.
He
He really is.
We did a training just 2 weeks ago, last week. We had someone from the customer service industry to come and talk to our success coaches about customer service.
Wow, that's
And
smart.
they said they never considered that the job we do
Was customer
was
service.
customer service.
Really?
They said they never considered that. It never entered into their mind.
Can I just interrupt and say this? I went to McDonald's today, and the girl that
First
Ice
problem.
cream machine
First
broke.
Problem.
She's testing it out for the summer.
Okay, let me know if it worked.
she had a roller
Yes.
Yeah, in the top of her head.
in the top of her head.
Absolutely.
My mama would never let me go to work like that.
I'm like, really? Where's the manager that
probably
says,
had a
She
roller
probably
too.
had a bonnet on.
kill me now?
That was the manager.
You're right, Courtney. She
Listen,
was the manager.
who can we have a meeting with Black America?
Where did
I
it
can't say, I
stop?
can't speak for the other groups, but Black America, can we have a joint meeting? You can Zoom in, you can whatever, but somehow we got to have our own channel. Can we do it on BET? so that we can get everybody.
I don't even think we
So are we
own it
talking
no
about
Oh,
more.
we don't own B2.
Appearance?
Tubi. Do we own
Is
Tubi?
that what we're talking? No.
It's ghetto enough. We probably
Okay, can
Are we talking
Now,
about
we could talk
appearance?
about us.
Because I also went to Atlanta, Bishop and I. Listen, I have never seen so many bonnets
In
and
the airport.
furry house shoes
Thank you.
in the airport.
I
Yes,
cannot
ma'am.
stand it.
I'm talking about
Yes.
like old, young, middle age,
Absolutely.
and the furry house shoes, the kind that you
the
should have
colorful ones.
you should have thrown away a year ago because they
They
really don't
made-
even have any cushion at the bottom anymore, and you slide.
Because they're going through regular check.
That's number one.
That's
They
the
gotta
first
slide
thing.
their
So they got to
shoes
take
off.
their shoes off.
Oh, that's what
so-
it
Do you ever take your bonnet
Yes.
off?
Can't you just have on some sandals?
That sounds
Sandals?
easy, but that's too hard.
Do they have to take their bonnet off when they go to
No.
I could handle flip flops,
No.
but furry. I'm talking about the
They
big
think they're-
kind. You know,
they
you get at
believe
Christmas.
that they're fashionable.
Couldn't, Chaunna. Could not.
They sell them at the beauty supply store.
And you've worn them for 5 years, and they don't have
they're
any.
They're brown and black.
And then the bonnets, they just got larger and larger.
They did.
You can't have that much hair.
Now they don't want their hair to be pulling while they're
But
sitting.
what are you preserving your hair for? Like
for wherever
so-
you're going?
But aren't you there? Aren't you out in public? Because that's what you
No,
do.
no,
the airport
No, they're
somewhere.
going to the club. They're
Once you
going to
get
go
off the
hang
plane.
out. So that's what they're
But you're
preserving.
already out in
They
public.
don't care about that. They don't know you, and they know that you don't know
I
them.
almost, y'all. I know I'm a menopausal woman. let me just be clear.
What is happening?
Because
But
It's
that's-
I
must
get
be
irritated
I'm
easily.
I'm perimenopausal.
I get
okay?
agitated very easily,
I'm not
and then
going
it's
through
just right
menopause.
here on my
Will
lips.
you ever?
No.
I almost said to one girl, I could
No,
not
ma'am.
take it anymore.
What did you say to her?
I didn't. I refrained,
Okay,
but I
thank
wanted
you.
to say back. Why are you out here looking like this?
Listen,
I don't want you to be dressed up, but furry. I'm talking about the big ones like you get for Christmas for fun.
that's a little. They don't care.
They
but where
don't.
do we lose?
Where
it?
do you care? Where is the place where you're going that you care?
I
You know,
don't.
I think that we have entered into a place where people are legitimately
Lazy.
not knowledgeable.
I see. That's what. Okay, so that goes back to.
I
think that
legitimately
guy
believe
was.
that.
That may
We
be
need to teach some of this.
I
Look, where
We
did
need
believe
to
that.
have a
COVID.
meeting.
Because my
It wasn't that
mom.
bad before COVID.
It was before
My
COVID.
mom
Yes, it
was
was.
it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
like it
Oh
was.
yeah, it
My
was.
mom
It
told me
was.
I wanted to blame it on
things
COVID. That's
You
okay.
don't wear out the house.
Right.
Like, what
Yeah.
generation? Where did it stop?
Well, if you
We-
can,
y'all
if you
You can go to
millennials.
interviews with jeans on, because that's what I have people coming to interview for the bank for.
Oh,
with
yeah.
jeans on, with a hat on, a t-shirt, flip flops, and it makes
they
me
don't
look
wear
at-
slacks.
and what's these things? The shirts that come up to here.
A crop
crop
top.
top.
The people think that crop top is the way to go.
It is.
I had to say to
Less is
somebody,
more.
"Are you going? What? What you mean? What you asking me? Like I'm the problem? So sometimes what you got to do is you got to be clear
Yeah.
that I'm not the problem.
You are.
You're the problem.
Well-
this is not gonna work here.
But I don't know.
I
if
need you
there's
to go
a
home.
Problem. I don't know.
Okay, so
You can't wear no
now
crop
I
top
go
over
back
here.
to the question Freddie asked. Where did we miss it? Where did we?
I think the job market changed, and at that point, we needed people.
Who
in
changed it?
seats.
Google.
Well, some of these work from home jobs may have changed it. Changed
No,
the
you got all these
workforce.
commercials where they put on their, the top, and they'll have the
This
pajama
me.
bottoms on. So
This
we.
me.
Okay, but I'm saying, remember when?
where did it
but
change?
remember when the tech companies started saying they wanted people to just kind of come in
Some
and
they
be.
are.
Yeah.
Is that where we introduced it?
I don't
But they
know.
weren't introducing bonnets and house shoes
And
now.
I had an older mom, so I'm wondering maybe if it's because the mamas got a little young. I don't.
I think
the grandmamas got younger.
we used to be able to say things to people who were even not our children.
Oh, you can't do that now.
So
I almost
generally-
did.
People
glad
generally
you didn't,
are
ma'am.
products of their environment, and you had people outside of the home that would challenge those systems and really say something to young people and say, "Hey, do something different," and they would listen. But you can't say nothing to other people's children now. So even those folks that would say something, I think there's apprehension on our
But
part
who
to really
said?
speak.
But you're still not telling me how did it get introduced? into the culture.
In comfort. Not now.
Okay,
now.
okay.
Now y'all gonna get mad at me.
Uh-oh.
I saw it slipping at church.
Oh, here he goes.
What did you see? What did you see?
It changed.
Come
when
as
we
you are.
started saying, come as you are, church, we started getting lax. Because remember, that church was the only place that a lot of people
Wore that good
dressed up. That's where you learned. Church started getting laxed. We started doing come as you are. So you can't say to kids no more, come to the graduation in church clothes.
Because they don't have
They don't because
They
church
don't even
clothes
mean
now
anything to them.
So I don't think that we have.
They got
the
club clothes.
formal
They don't even have club clothes,
The club
though.
didn't change their outfits. We did at church,
Well, nah, the club wear legs.
Yeah.
They changed.
but they went.
But they know what
went
I'm
deeper.
saying.
They went deeper into the fire.
But I'm saying they did.
What
They
fire,
did.
Cortney?
The
What
club
fire?
didn't say. The club did not say you can come in your bonnets and house shoes.
No, the club has standards. You're not gonna wear tank tops. You're not gonna wear slides.
You're not gonna wear tennis shoes.
You're not
for
gonna
men.
wear
So
tennis
where
shoes.
did
They
it
do
get
that
introduced? Microsoft, Google, all the
That's who we
tech
blaming.
companies. That's who I'm blaming.
And Courtney, I will say, I
But
grew
they
up
didn't
in
say-
a come as you are church.
And we didn't come unless you were.
We didn't come as you are though. Like, I think when you said it,
You didn't really mean it in
yeah,
that.
yeah. I
It was
don't,
still a standard,
yeah.
and
And come
I
as
would
you are,
say
mean bring your
casual
soul
dress.
as you are, not your.
I've seen us slip. I've seen church slip. Now I have seen
But
church slip.
I'm still saying
Where did it happen?
bonnets and house shoes.
Unacceptable.
Where did we say that? Who said that was okay?
Maybe it was on a. It was on.
Is
a
it because
music
they're pretty
video.
colors?
It was on the music video. Comfort. Everybody want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Y'all,
Can
what
y'all
y'all
not
think?
wear y'all bonnets and house shoes? Shit,
Can y'all spread the word?
The shit chat
Spread-
don't do it. They gonna
Okay.
be. They
Spread
gonna be
the
on
word.
comments saying,
Fully
I
dressed.
saw the same thing in the
Fully
in
dressed.
The, in the
Spread the
report.
word. Spread the word.
No, start with your grandchildren. Start with your nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
Start with your cousins, because all of us talk about where is it happening. I was in the store one day, y'all. Walmart, Elvis Presley.
Oh, that's ghetto Walmart. That's
I
what
was
I call it.
in Walmart, and I'm talking about this girl
Mm-hmm.
and her clothes.
You knew her.
this basket full of clothes, all this kind of stuff. Should I get up in that line right behind that person?
You knew.
That was my cousin.
I knew it.
And I
Did you say
said,
anything?
I sure did.
Okay.
I said, Lord Jesus. I said, them is us. Them is me, is what I said. Them is
But I do think you're onto something, that it is a matter of comfort. And then I think we're so after cute
Yeah.
that we want to show cute. So if it's cute, I want to wear it out to, because everything now
But
is.
bonnets ain't never been cute.
But do you see how much style?
got
I mean,
designs.
designs and
They got
The ones I
diamonds on
saw
the
yesterday
band.
were just plain bonnets, so they weren't designed.
I'm just over. Can we have a meeting with Black America? Is it possible?
I think we
Can
gotta
Tyler Perry
start-
let us have a
I think we
meeting
gotta
on his
start
channel?
with our
On his
own families. I think
I
we gotta
think it's-
start with our, we are uppity.
Mr. Perry.
Negroes
Mr.
who-
Perry, can you call a meeting on your station?
We can
and,
go to his studio for him.
and I'll talk about it. I'll
Yeah.
put myself out there to
You
say.
will. And I'll be your model. Like I'll
Okay.
wear like the bad clothes, and you can talk about what not to wear.
You know what? I find that doesn't help because when I've done that with church,
Because it's not you.
and nobody thinks it's them. They think it's always somebody else
We have to
because
say,
they always
it's
think it looks different on
You
me.
say, Courtney?
you have to say it's you.
They think it's different. They think it looks different on them than it does on whatever the person, the picture you're showing. Because I did one time. I took like 6 or 7 pictures of different situations, dress wise, showed it to the group, and said, "Okay, let's talk about what's wrong with each of these." Everybody in that group were saying, "You're right." Oh my God! Like they were just shocked.
And it was,
And I'm
it was
like,
probably
this is
they
what-
pictures with no heads on
This
them.
is, can I tell y'all this? Pastor Rogers, I don't know if you're listening. Pastor Rogers sent me a picture 2 Sundays ago of somebody sitting in our congregation. Now I don't even know who she was. But he is watching,
Online.
streaming in,
I didn't know where you were
and
going
he
with this.
said, y'all need to do something about her.
Her soul getting saved.
See, that's what I'm saying. We can't say nothing.
She trying.
You'll have church hurt.
She'll have church hurt.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so what do you
We
do?
need
We
to
have to
start a
be sensitive in
mentorship
some
program.
situations.
We have to be. I I'm just talking about bonnets and house shoes. We can work on the word bonnets
But y'all
and house
know
shoes. There's
people are
Courtney,
no
why is the
place.
facial expression?
There's no place
Because Cortney want
in-
to call people out one by one.
outside of your house for bonnets and house shoes. There's just no place.
Yeah.
Not the store, not
We couldn't go outside
To the mailbox.
the mailbox.
You're right.
house
You had to
shoes
take
on.
to take your rollers
House
out.
shoes are what? What kind of shoes are they?
House.
House.
So there's just no place. I know, and I've been tempted. I
Don't do
have
it, Pastor
that you're
Linda.
gonna run and
You
run
know,
something.
I think we need your generation to say things.
Courtney,
You know,
because I'm gonna have to.
you know
swing
how
on
we
the people.
You know, we have had this conversation. We don't want my generation is saying, "Yeah, let them go and be whatever they're gonna be," because we don't want that.
Is it
That
because you
mouth-
think it's lost? You think this generation
They
is
don't want them to
lost?
come for
It's the
them.
disrespect that we see when our former generation, my mama's generation, would correct us, no matter how much we didn't like it,
You wouldn't
You still
disrespect.
we
her.
were not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
Now we may talk about them, sister so and so, or brother so and so, or Mister so and so, or brother Miss so and so next door. We were gonna talk about them with somebody, but never did. You just said yes, ma'am. You just let it go. But this culture we're living in,
You can't say nothing to them.
so so we have these conversations at tables. Because everybody's experiencing it, everybody's thinking about it and talking about it, and everybody's saying, "I'm not taking that on," because nobody wants to deal with the disrespect.
That's true.
And then not only do you get the disrespect possibly from that person, but then it's gonna go viral because they're gonna go out there, and then everybody jumps on the bandwagon.
But I will say you have done your part. You've done a little bit because
That's right.
when we had Girl Boss, you remember we did a clothing section to talk about. That was a lesson that we gave them. What's appropriate clothes and what's not. I think it takes those little settings.
It does.
And what I do know, it's not necessarily just about what irritates me, which bonnets and house shoes do. It's what's gonna make you feel respectable and attractive and all of those things. You may not feel it today, but the things that my mother made sure that I did, while I didn't necessarily appreciate them then, I know what it makes me feel like in the way I carry myself.
And the problem is the men have changed. So these young men hitting on these women with the bonnets on. So they don't.
They moo-moos.
you know-
We talk about the
Man.
moo-moos
Now,
out
I
in
do
public.
love a moo but they do
too.
not
In
come out the
public?
house.
You ain't really had to ever have no standard for a man to talk to you.
No, not at all.
Mm.
So anyway, I'm gonna get off my.
This is what happens. We have this topic.
Oh yeah, we were gonna talk about friends.
And then
That's what we were gonna
ends
talk
up on
about.
bonnets and house shoes.
And our hour's almost up.
Well, I guess we can't introduce another topic.
Well, wait a minute.
How you
Wait,
doing?
I'm
Did
good.
we didn't do check-ins.
Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm okay. But wait a minute. I gotta say this because I can't wait to another episode.
Okay.
We were talking about friends, right? And so I know this thing with Diddy that's been going on and on and on and on. And so I'm not necessarily trying to introduce whether whether we think he was right, wrong, none of that, right? Even though let me be clear
Let it be known.
that in the heavens and the earth that
The heavens and the earth.
I believe there is a place in prison for him,
Absolutely.
right? Because that's just how I feel about that based on the video that we saw,
Absolutely.
right? I just don't advocate that. Let me go on record real clear, right? No low moment
That's right.
should take you to the place
That's
where
right.
you are stomping somebody and a man stomping a woman. Let me see you
A
do that.
fragile woman.
Let me see you do that to a man. All right, so let's
And that ain't on record. is it?
right. But what I want to talk about is where friends are concerned. There's been much talk about like why everybody all the people are silent, like his friends and stuff, and some celebrities and all that. And so some people said they're his friends, so they should be loyal to him, right, and not say anything. Some people say they're scared about what's gonna be
What could
found
come
out
out
about
about them.
them. But I really want to just ask, what do y'all think about as a friend? Where do you stand on how much accountability you call your friends into concerning their wrong actions? Are you the friend that says, look, that's your business? Or are you the friend that says, oh no, now I'm gonna call you on the carpet about that? What do y'all think about that? Where does friendship
I'm gonna call
go?
you to the carpet
Absolutely. And we can't be friends. Like,
if I can't call you out.
not even if I can't call you out, but let's say he was my friend and I knew he was abusing her and it was continuous and I've called him out. We can't be friends. I can't be friends with someone who's abusing someone, and not even abuse. But if you're doing something that is just wrong against my morals, how can I be your friend? Because you hang with people who you're similar to. So birds of a feather flock together. So if that's what you're doing, then it may be something
Guilty
I'm
by
doing.
association.
Yeah, I'm guilty by association. So we can't even be friends. But calling you to the carpet and saying, hey, you're not changing, I'm gone.
Chit Chatters, one of my friends is actually here in the room.
As always,
on the
Cortney
side.
brings a guest for us every week.
Dr.
Thank you,
Jared
Freddy.
Lewis is over there. It'd be interesting to see his facial expressions when I answer this question. I'm gonna call you out when you wrong. Oh, it's gonna come up in conversation.
Yeah.
And it is my expectation that you're gonna do something about that. It's not just something. It's one thing to just bring something to light so that you'll know I'm aware of and be aware. We're not just talking about this so I'm letting you know I'm aware. No, there's gonna be accountability conversations. We're gonna check in right here and say what's going on right here with this, because there is a moral code. There's a code of ethic in this circle right here, right? And now friends do dirt together, and we got certain dirt we do. It's a code of ethic
It is.
for friends. So as low as y'all go as friends, y'all go low together. As high as y'all go, y'all go high as friends. And so I do believe that there is similarity in so many different things. One of my friends, I'm really transparent. I was out of town. We were out of town. And I wanted to get the car and go see something. I was in a relationship at this time. And I was going to go get the car and go with somebody else, some other girl out.
Cortney.
And this friend said, oh, absolutely not. Like that right there, we don't do. We weren't married. We weren't. And this friend, Greg, said, no, don't even put me in that.
Right.
And when it comes up, I'm going to make sure she knows that I was not in that, right? And I saw my dad even separate from one of his childhood friends because he saw what his childhood friend was doing to his wife.
Wow.
And my daddy said, I don't want her to think that I had my hand in that at all. So he there was a degree of separation. When my daddy died, let me say, he and this friend, there was an intentional degree of separation because my daddy wanted it to be, he wanted there to be a difference.
I think that people would excel to a higher standard
Yes.
if there was more accountability. Right? It's when you got people co-signing, people silent bystanders,
Absolutely.
that it promotes your behavior.
It does.
Because I wonder how much could have changed, or some people who could have not been assaulted or whatever if there was more accountability in his life, of folk who are saying, not only am I not going to be a part of this, but now at this point somebody's getting hurt.
I'm calling
I'm
police.
calling the police.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
We
let
gonna do
somebody be
something.
hurt in my presence.
That's right.
I'm not going to just leave and leave this person vulnerable like this.
And I think when you talk about abuse, it gets so sticky just because of the mindset of the person being abused. You need to leave. But then a lot of times they're drawn back to it.
And they are, and I'm so glad you brought that up, because that's another thing that people have talked about. Like, well, there was a trade-off. These women knew they were there for what they could get out of this
But
relationship.
that doesn't make it okay.
That does not make it okay. And you got to understand there's an imbalance of power, right?
Yeah.
And the person that has the power has the responsibility of stewarding their power, right? Appropriately. So as a therapist, I can say all along, well, my client, we were in the office and, he was coming on to me, but I'm the one with the power. I'm the one. So I have the responsibility, the ethical responsibility for making sure that this doesn't go in the wrong direction. So, and then you got to know about domestic violence.
Right. And you remember we had Miss Gwen on the show, and she talked about it, and she talked about the person, when the person is ready to leave, just be there for them. Because you could come to me 10 times and say, I'm leaving him, and you can go back 10 times. But on that 11th time, I got to let you come to me and say, hey, I'm ready to go, and I have to provide this place for you. If you're my friend, and say, hey, if you're ready to go, I support you.
And we don't, sometimes, because we don't understand domestic violence, first you got to understand that when people enter domestic violent relationships, oftentimes there's some orientation. Like they may have already come out of a dysfunctional home life.
They saw their mom get abused.
They don't know their strength in not being able to not getting into this. But secondly, in the whole domestic violence cycle, that perpetrator usually, once they knock you in the head, do all of those things, they're going to come back later.
So sweet.
Apologize. I never do that again. I don't know what happened to me. They're going to charm you and try to make up for with gifts. So it really, it's a cycle that you can find yourself in and don't even realize
that you're in it.
Because think about what he's saying. I had a low moment, or I was a low place in my life. Well, I wonder how many times he said that to a victim.
Right.
Yep. And
who believed him
exactly
that it would never happen again.
That's right.
And so, and when you're in those power relationships, also, you don't necessarily feel you have any empowerment. In other words, you don't feel that you have any support. Right? Who am I going to tell?
Because I'm embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed, but also who's going to help me out? Who cares enough about this?
Who cares enough?
Right? And so I hate when victims are victimized by the public.
That's right.
I
and
hate
victim
that.
shame, because
Victim shame.
how dare you, who I haven't sat in that seat. I don't know how that feels. So when they say, well, why did you wait so many years to come out? Well, it takes courage.
Absolutely.
To even do that.
And I know some situations, one in particular that's on my mind right now. I'm not going to say what it is, but where a former victim, not the Diddy situation, but came out in another situation in response to another person, because it's when you usually see it. Once one person has the courage to come out, then others will say, okay,
and
let me.
That's when people start to judge. Well, why you got?
Why you just why you just now said
the door was opened.
Or they think this is a black man, so because he's a black man, we shouldn't be trying to take him down.
My favorite, he must have been getting ready to buy a network.
So, I'm just saying, y'all, this is indicative of the culture that we live in. It's why people don't come forward. It's why women and men stay in domestic violence situations and don't say anything, or don't feel as if they have a future outside of this person. Right? Because that person wields so much power and influence.
And mentally tells you you're nothing. They beat you all the way down to nothing.
To a pulp.
So
mentally and physically.
So listen, decide what kind of friend you're going to be. And if you're a friend, then a friend, you're caring about that person who you're holding accountable. That is showing that you care.
That's right.
Because I want better for you.
Later, they will. They'll come back later and appreciate
you, because maybe you're going to keep me from doing something that's going to just destroy my life, which is
Yeah.
now what we're seeing happen. That this man has destroyed his career in all of this, bad boy behavior.
And somewhere, maybe there's a friend who left him years ago,
Yeah,
who told him the truth.
told him the truth.
I think
And the
he was.
person
Yeah.
that he's probably reaching for is that
Is
person.
that person.
Yeah,
Not all these other people
yeah, yeah.
who have just co-signed on his stuff.
You know, back in my day, we used to say, put up or shut up.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those times that you pick which side you're going to put up or you're going to shut up.
Yeah.
But it's for me, all the people who were so loud about him being wrong in
Yeah.
the beginning that are now silent.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's what you see. Oh, he wouldn't do that, or she wouldn't do that, depending on the situation. And then once the evidence is out there, everybody's quiet.
Right. That and before we had this evidence, there were folks who just could not fathom that he did those kinds of things.
Just
So,
speculation.
They were
know,
defending him.
absolutely.
As if the
You
victim
knew
has
him.
a reason to lie.
Right.
That too.
And he settled so fast.
Yeah.
If she was lying, that wouldn't even been an
It
option.
would have been swept under the rug.
But who knows what's going to happen with those cases, because there are cases now. But I'm just really bringing this up for sake of friendship, that we want to hold our friends accountable. We want to live according to your convictions.
Yeah.
Don't compromise your convictions for the sake of a friendship.
Yeah.
Because do we really even have a friendship?
If there are no.
Right. If we don't have truth in that relationship. So
And I am when I come to a truth about me, and there were people close to me that didn't tell me that truth. One, I have to look and say, what was it about me that could not receive that? Because sometimes it's not that they weren't trying to say anything, say something. I have to first look and say, well, where was the block? Where was it that people tried? Then after we make it past that, then I'm like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me y'all all knew this and didn't nobody say
anything?
that? To me feels worse than not having a friend.
that's true.
That to me
Because
that
in that
feels
situation,
worse.
who was your friend?
Absolutely. And if then in that critical conversation it's, oh no, we tried to talk about this. And I have to own that. I have to own that.
Right.
But if it's really I didn't know how to, no, I need you to find out how to.
But you do
Put it
know
on
that
record.
is not the consensus, right? Now we're not talking about criminal, we're not talking about any of those things. But you do know that is the consensus. People don't want you. Let me find out for myself. People, we are in a sensitive culture. We are so fragile now. If folk,
Don't do me. If you're my friend, I expect
You have the mic.
there
Cortney.
to be, I expect there to be critical conversation. Don't let me, as I say, even at work, I say, I don't need people on my team who gonna troubleshoot. Because troubleshoot, that it means it already went wrong. I need people on my team who gonna shoot trouble. That's what I tell them.
interesting.
Don't let this thing go, and then we basically autopsy. No, I'm dead by the time we autopsy.
I like that.
I don't need
I like that.
troubleshooters.
That'll
I need
preach.
people who gonna shoot trouble.
Okay.
You can't be on this team if you saw this ship going down, and you let this ship go down, and now I'm supposed to sit at this table and have a conversation with you, like, yeah, I saw it happening. I don't
Ooh,
even trust
nah, I
you no
can't
more.
stand them.
don't
I
even
saw
trust-
it.
You can't
I
be
saw
on this
it.
team.
I had a dream about it.
But then call me and
Don't
send
do
me
me
the
like
dream.
that now. Yeah, that's the quickest way to get stepping papers. Tell
I
me.
don't know if our time is up. We have talked about some everything. Producers, our time is our time up. Oh, we got time.
We got 15 more minutes.
Really? Oh, well, I'm going then. I was trying to wind it down because I thought the time was up.
I think can we go back to that place of like talking to people who are in domestic violent relationships?
Yeah,
And really,
And you'll be surprised
absolutely.
at who
Yeah.
is in a people you would never
That's right.
think.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about domestic violence runs across the gamut of income, intellect, education. All of you would be
Gender.
surprised. Gender,
Yeah.
absolutely. And let me tell you, speaking of gender, well, let's say sexuality, there's a lot in homosexual relationships. We don't even talk about that.
That's right.
Wow.
We don't even broach that subject.
right.
That
'Cause we-
it is, yeah.
Because we've so put that
To the
as
side.
a taboo topic
Mm-hmm.
that we don't discuss the trauma that happens in those relationships.
And those who don't put it in a category highlight it as those are safer relationships. They feel that those are more loving relationships.
Right,
No,
right.
there is domestic violence
there.
in those
exactly
relationships
right.
too.
That's right. That's
I have heard women especially say, you know, after going through so much with a man, I chosen, you know, a woman, right? And it's like, this is a safer.
Yeah.
It is not
And
true.
it's still just as toxic.
Right.
It's not worse.
Abusers, it doesn't matter the gender or sexuality.
No.
And that gets down, much further. And I've counseled some, so I mean I know what I'm talking about. And there's a different shame
That's
in
right.
that.
That's right.
And there is another level, deeper hiding
That's right.
of that.
That's right. That's right.
Right. And so, yeah, you know, domestic violence is domestic violence, and you have to be educated. You know, years and years ago, I was doing counseling at was it Youth Villages? No, it was another place, the Center for some domestic violence place here. I had a mother that was being abused by her son.
Wow.
Abused by herself, and you wouldn't have ever thought it. And she wasn't an old lady. She wasn't a woman that you would have thought, you know, oh, he's just taking advantage. You know, that's why he. This woman went to work every day and all of that, but her son was literally whipping her.
Wow.
Wow.
And speaking of her son, domestic violence is very popular now in younger kids.
Yes, yes, and it's often missed because in teenagers, what it looks like is girl starts, you know, seeing this boy, they're 13, 14 years old, and he has a lot of control over her because usually she's so glad somebody's loving on her, attracted to her. He does the same thing that adults do. He isolates her, so she's always with him or whatever. And then that one time when she does something he doesn't like or whatever, he slaps her, you know, and she may fight back a little bit, but it becomes normal that they have this kind of banter back and forth. But he has the greater strength, and then before you know it, he's choking her. He's out.
Right.
And that's just how they
To
live.
her, that's normal.
It becomes
If he
normal.
don't beat me later down the road when she meets someone else, he don't love me.
He don't love me, or she's so scared because it starts small, right? You know, a push, a shove. That once it grows and develops into a slap and a choking and all of that, now she's scared to leave.
Right.
Yeah.
She's
Fear
scared.
for her life.
She's scared. So, you know, I don't know how we.
Lord.
Okay, let's lighten this up.
I think
We got
speaking of
heavy.
light, there's a ring over to your left side that is shining brightly. You see it over there?
What?
Bam!
Woo!
Bam!
Shine a light.
Here comes
Congratulations,
the bride.
Freddie.
Here comes the bride.
What does your shirt say?
Beyonce.
All right.
Now, did you have that made before you got it?
My mom got it.
Oh.
How long has she had the shirt?
I don't know. My mom has always known. She's been the secret holder for a while.
Oh, how sweet. So you gonna tell us how it happened? Did you cry?
When I was alone on the phone with my mother,
Oh.
Why you didn't cry with him?
I was still in shock.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Mama, he did.
Yeah. Family.
So he chose the ring.
He chose. I chose the ring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
I
think.
did so many. I mean,
Oh.
he had
How
a.
many did he have to choose from?
Oh, it was a
12,
lot.
13?
It was a lot. Every
15.
time I would see one, I'd be like, "Oh, this is cute," but then I realized the style is the same. Why do you keep sending this? They all look just alike.
Oh.
It's
that's
shining
so
bright too.
Mm-hmm.
It's good
So when
and
is the big
plain.
day? Are you announcing it? Yeah,
7th.
December
I can tell it.
7th.
December 7th.
All right, you gonna have a December
What we
wedding.
wearing? Can we do a conversations episode in the lobby at the wedding?
Can I wear my fur? Will it be cold enough for me to
It will be a conversations episode in the lobby.
In the lobby.
Yes.
So now, is this gonna be a big event or?
So my coordinator
Intimate.
happens to be sitting in the room.
Oh, okay, Chaunna. Coordinating weddings now.
Coordinating. It's gonna be something else.
So is this gonna be a gala?
Yes.
Okay.
This is going to be a wang dang doodle.
Okay.
There will be some things that she can bring to the table, and then there are some that we're
can't.
just going to slip in there
Okay, all
and surprise her with. Yeah.
We're here for it.
We're here for it.
It's going to be beautiful.
Okay.
What we wearing?
Dress up, baby.
I don't even know what I'm wearing, Courtney.
Oh, you don't already have the dress?
I do. I haven't even been dress shopping.
Freddie, you knew this was coming.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know.
All right.
But I was gonna feel crazy going into the bridal shop with no ring.
Oh, with no ring. Okay.
So I didn't want to be that girl.
Okay. All right then. You heard it right here.
You heard it right here?
December 7th.
That's right.
Well, Courtney, any prospects on the horizon?
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Cause last time we talked, you got permission within the church.
Yeah, that's tricky.
Tricky.
You don't even get out there amongst the people.
Run that flight.
It's tricky.
I'm gonna go stand in the lobby on Sunday. and shake
Let me
hands.
say
It
this.
worked for me, Courtney.
What's going on?
It worked for me. You should try it.
You need to get out amongst the people.
Yeah.
I don't want you to get set in your ways.
You
I don't
know
want you to
that
get
outfit.
stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Noted.
Noted. That's all he has to say.
Hey, you move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want me to bring her to you?
She gotta come in the office. We're gonna bring her in the office.
I'll go get one and just.
Do you have any in mind, Pastor Linda?
I need to look and see what's out here because
So
they
you
say
gonna come out?
it's not much out here. Everybody say the men are saying
It's not much out here.
it's not much out here. So if the men are saying there's not much out here, and the women are saying, what's happening?
Now they
not
playing
much
with
out
each
here.
other. Playing. They in the playground. Y'all saw Vivica Fox said if she finally wants, she's 60. She said she finally wants to get a boyfriend or something at 60.
Did y'all see the one on? So somebody on social media said, "I'm just gonna pour some, get a bottle of oil, pour it over them, and then just believe God they gonna become."
Now that's good.
I'm just gonna give me one and pour some oil on them. I'm amazed.
I think we should.
We
do
are
it.
we are more educated as a culture now, as a people.
That may be the
We
problem.
make more money
That's
as a
definitely
people.
the problem.
What is it?
Can
What
we
do we
do-
look? What's
We
wrong?
do conversations with Linda Speed dating night.
Nobody ever wants to participate.
No.
Oh,
I don't like singles
I
meetings.
wanted to
I don't like none of that.
I wanted to
I
do.
wouldn't want to participate if I didn't have a man.
I
so.
wanted to do Finding Miss Rich. Courtney wouldn't let me. What? But please, let's take our last few minutes to talk about what is it? We make more money. The money is flowing.
Mm-hmm.
We have more education, more opportunity. We know more. Just knowledge abounds in
And
this
With
culture.
that, higher
value-
expectations,
I
though.
don't think we value the opposite sex
Mm.
like people used to.
Why?
Do you, Courtney?
Or why not? Or whatever. Why?
I don't know, but I don't see. I remember hearing women say, "What I need a man for?" And aside from a woman bringing forth your child, I hear men saying,
Oh, I was with several the other day, friends talking, and they were like, "No, not getting married no more." Those that had been married said they're not getting married anymore. Those that were not married, had never been married, said they're not getting. I'm like, are you serious? What is this? What have we just, Chaunna, you said something about expectations. Have we just shot our expectations through the roof now and we can't even meet our own expectations?
Basically.
That's pretty sad.
but I think all this facade. I think relationships are hard work.
And some people don't want to put the work in.
Some
Courtney.
people don't want to put the work in. It requires another level of vulnerability.
Yeah.
It requires you to let somebody see all of you.
All a part of
I
being
think-
human.
Right, but I
Let me
think
tap this mic.
I understand.
That's a part of being
I
human.
understand. You didn't. I didn't say that I don't agree with you. You asked me.
I know, but I'm just saying that's a part of being human, being vulnerable, working. All of that is a part of humanity. If you're gonna live in a world, okay, no man is an island. No man stands alone.
Right.
Right.
That's right.
So that's a part of just being a human
I remember
being.
I started.
You
going
have to
on
put
dates.
work into your friendships.
You're right, and it's great because you still can go home and
I
be
don't
at peace.
get it. I am so.
Are you
over
okay with
it.
going home by yourself every night?
It's been great.
Okay.
Now I asked the Lord, I've asked the Lord a few things. This is what I was going to say though. I remember when I started dating, and somebody called me because she wanted to go out, but I was already somewhere eating or something like that. And then I went over my mama's house one day with my mama and little sister, and she wanted to spend some time. Then another time,
This the same girl?
I was out somewhere doing something that I love to do, and I said, now I'm gonna have to deconstruct this life I put together of true fulfillment as a single
I agree.
guy.
I agree.
Because now all this stuff, like you saying, being set in my ways, it's like, oh, wait a minute, I do have to think about you.
Yeah.
I do have to think about you, and
And
I
it
could,
took 3 times for
I
you to
could
figure
go
it out.
through.
See, this. Let me tell you what I think you're missing too. Let me tell you what I think people are missing.
Y'all hear that? Hold on.
You.
Y'all hear that? You can say you missing. Y'all see she switched that. You can keep me on the chopping block. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
I think that.
Y'all, y'all all caught that?
Now, didn't he say earlier? Tell me.
Tell me.
Tell me.
So
If you
put me
don't
out
tell
there.
me,
That's fine.
But no, I do agree. Finding fulfillment, and I don't think it's that you can't find fulfillment, but I really believe that also in that and let me say, I understand that marriage is not for everybody. So I'm not trying to say everybody has to be married. I'm not saying that, but I cannot believe and will not agree that nobody
Wants to be married.
wants to be married or can find
Yeah.
a good person. There are good people out here,
Yeah.
right? You just got to make sure you're a good person,
That's right.
Yeah.
right?
That's right.
But the other piece, I think that we miss this true idea of having somebody of your own. Bishop and I have each other.
Yeah.
Your mama is not your own, right? Your sister's gonna go on and have her life and whatever. I think we miss that.
Yeah.
I think that's what couples miss when they put all their stock in their children, and then children one day get grown and go. Our children are gone. It's just us.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, the companionship of having one another and knowing that we got each other even as we get older and looking out for each other, and somebody that knows me, cares about me enough.
That is what I look forward to.
Yeah, I think we're missing that.
This I look forward to, because even if I have, like, for yesterday, I had a house full of people, all that kind of stuff. When it was over, now I was tired, so I went on to sleep. But it would have been nice to reflect
somebody
over the day with
I'm
my
telling
person,
you, it is
right?
another level of intimacy. And I'm not just talking about sexually, I'm talking about just being intimate with someone that you're sharing your life with makes your life more fulfilling. And I think we're finding it now in these
What is happening?
It's time to wrap the show up.
Availing
This
myself
up.
to the Lord.
oh, you're availing yourself.
It's time to wrap
But
up.
I do think that we are looking at that fulfillment in other ways. Even in these high priced dogs we're buying. The dog has just become
If I go getting a dog, y'all know I have really crossed over.
And I love dogs. Don't misunderstand me. I
Because
love
I do
dogs.
have a problem with
but
it.
I think humans.
You got a problem with dogs?
No,
I do recognize what
We're
is happening
replacing-
through dogs and through some of these other things.
we're replacing human relationships.
Because the therapists are telling us to go get dogs, because they say
No,
you
I
need-
do. For people who are
they say
depressed, I do.
You need companionship.
You need companionship.
You need to get you a two-legged.
No, I
dog.
do. I did that
two-legged
when I was
dog.
doing
Don't try
inpatient
to
psych.
make-
I
I
would
got
tell my
It
patients.
works.
Huh?
It works.
A two-legged dog. Listen,
But
all
I'm
men
telling
got some
y'all-
dog in 'em. I don't care how good they look.
I'm telling you
how
all.
polished they are. Can I get a witness
I
somewhere?
think-
Do I have a witness on the left side? All
What?
men dog got some dog in them. I don't care how much
Chaunna,
polished they
that's the
are.
rah-rah you
anything.
looking for.
All men got some dog.
And
in 'em.
our women got some
That's
cat
the
in them.
rah-rah.
That's exactly
Wait,
right.
wait,
That's
wait a minute,
exactly
wait,
right.
wait a minute.
That's exactly
Can you give
right.
us a positive note?
Girl.
That's right.
You cannot say all men have dog in them and not acknowledge that all women got
That's
some.
exactly right.
Okay.
That's exactly
Okay.
right.
All
They can't handle the truth. That's why I don't tell them.
Thank
Talk
you.
this truth. 'Cause
Thank you
they
for
can't handle
Can I
it.
thank you for balancing it out?
Okay, listen.
Sometimes right.
Again, I'm not saying because I don't want to be
Chit-chat,
misinterpreted
you.
or misquoted. I don't want to be
Female.
misinterpreted, misquoted. I am not saying everybody is meant to be married because I mean, I understand that. I'm not even suggesting that these other things. I have a very fulfilling life. I'm just saying I think we have been talked out of
That's right.
the opportunity and privilege
That's right.
that God has given us for something He created,
That's right.
which was this bond of marriage, right? Where two people, and I know all you theologians, liberal, y'all gonna come for me. I don't care about y'all either.
They coming for you?
I mean, because we go into that non-God meant that ain't even what God said. I'm reading the KJV version, the KJV.
What?
Not KJ Junior.
KJV
What did they
version.
call you in the sermon? What that it said you
Oh, the hood version.
the HV. You bring the HV.
But I am saying we missed the opportunity and privilege.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate it so after having been married 38 years. And now my children are gone. My mother is deceased. My father is deceased. My siblings live away. Having my own companion and we are doing life together. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Now,
Right?
How we gonna fix this?
That's what I'm looking
We
forward
gotta
to.
stop. We gotta stop embracing all the lies of that get out here in this culture based on somebody's bad experiences. Just because they had a bad experience doesn't mean your marriage is gonna be bad. Or
That's right.
I love the fact that you're in love and you're looking forward to it. Because I remember when I got ready to get married and folk were saying, "Why you want to get married?" And what would I have missed had I believed what somebody else who had a bad marriage? You know what I'm saying? So I wish we could change that narrative. One, because I believe it's creating a lonely society. Loneliness is at epidemic proportions, which loneliness also feeds into a lot of the physical and emotional issues that we have. Y'all know I'll go here. A lot of this is about loneliness.
That's right.
Right?
Loneliness.
Chronic loneliness, chronic anxiety, all of that.
But I think part of the problem, and it's going off on another tangent, I think people they're given so much. In relationships, it used to have to be that you have to wait for certain things.
Yeah.
But they give it so freely.
Ooh.
Next topic. Next podcast. All right. Positive note.
My grandma used to say that. Woo.
My mother did too.
My grandma did too. Our grandmamas make that
Woo.
noise.
My mother did for
I'm
sure.
like, Grandma, where you at? And she'll make that noise.
So I promote marriage.
That's right.
I promote
Me
healthy
too.
marriage. I promote, and if it doesn't work, and you worked as much as you can, and you have to walk away, okay, don't give up on relationships.
What's a good age?
What?
Chaunna we were talking
10
about.
years, I
Yeah,
think
we
it
were
was
talking
10
about
What we were
that.
talking about before is like how older should I go and younger?
Is it
Don't
10?
go past 10 years. I really would rather that you not go past 5.
Okay, so stay within 5.
But if you have to, if it's 7, 8, don't go past 10. When you start crossing decades,
It changes the things.
it's challenging. I'm not saying it can't be
He's
successful.
listening to blues,
But
and
it's
I'm trying to
challenging.
listen to Cardi B. It don't. I mean,
It presents some other challenges. It just does.
Hill.
So I
Help,
can go
right? I'm serious.
Well, they got them problems now in the young age.
You know why?
marijuana.
Here he goes again.
And high blood pressure in young men
That's right.
because we're so stressed out in this society.
Mm-hmm.
So young men are having high blood pressure much earlier in life.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
You know
a
what
whole nother
happens with that.
conversation.
I
We'll
was
have to
just gonna
just.
say.
Wow.
Woo.
Whoa.
All right, y'all.
All of a sudden.
We've got to wrap this up.
Do you have a positive note for the people?
Normally, I would. Well, okay, my positive note is marriage is a good thing because the Lord says so.
That's right.
God said marriage
Put
is
it
good.
towards
That's
the
right.
All right. But I do like that little thing that you said about
Troubleshooting.
shoot trouble. Say that again.
I don't need just troubleshooters around me. I need people gonna shoot trouble.
That's good.
Okay. So active versus reactive.
That's right. That's right. Don't
All
just
right.
let this ship sink.
Uh-huh.
You saw it going down,
Uh-huh.
and then when it goes down, you say, "I saw this thing was sinking."
All right, you all. This has been Conversations with Linda. I hope that you are, loving these conversations we're bringing to you. You're probably having them, in your circles as well, and then you get a chance to tune in and hear what we're saying about it. Hey, y'all give us some suggestions of some things y'all want us to talk about, or give us your viewpoint on some things that we've already shared here. But tune in each Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for a talk show. Right? What y'all tell me?
Conversations with Linda.
Right. What just happened?
Well, I mean, y'all said,
That was what
but
the
they
people
can
said.
also view this. I mean, they can hear it on podcast.
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get
You
that
can
little
see
speech
it on
together.
VHS. You can get it on CD.
Selling DVDs.
No. And you can get it on a record.
No.
It might be even a smoke screen.
Oh, you went way back.
All right, till
Put it
next
on your
week,
Blu-ray.
y'all.
Your Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Bye,
bye.
y'all.